Hey, I'm Liz, and this is Pancakes Mix. Get comfy, and let's hang out for a bit. Welcome back to episode 3 of my Building Stardew Valley series. Today we'll be recreating Leah's cottage. Now, you aren't able to enter Leah's home until you have 2 hearts with her, and you know what? I get it. She came out here after a bad relationship to find herself, by herself mostly, but for the purpose of this video, we do need to take a look inside, so let me just fix this quickly. Okay, now we're friends, we've got permission, so let's pop in. Hey Leah, it's nice to meet you too. You picked a good time to move here. The spring is lovely. You know what? It is quite lovely, and it has some really good crops too. Although, if I have to pick, I'd probably say my favorite season is fall, because it's cozy and I like it best in real life. Although summer does have hot peppers and good festivals, and I think winter gets a worse rap than it deserves. So, kind of indecisive here. Let me know what your favorite season in Stardew Valley is in the comments. Leah is Stardew's resident sculptor, painter, and overall secluded artist type. She started a new life here in Stardew Valley after breaking up with her ex Kel, who wasn't supportive of her art and wanted her to get a serious job so they could settle down and start a family, and that just wasn't Leah's vibe. So you know what? Good for you, Leah. Don't stay with a partner who's unsupportive of your interests and who you aren't able to be yourself around just because it's convenient or because you don't want to be alone. Cut that toxicity out of your life so you can be yourself to the fullest, and you're going to cultivate a lot more fulfillment on your own or with the right community surrounding you. So Leah's got some really great life lessons with her story. Now that we've gotten a look at the cabin here in Stardew Valley, let's go ahead and jump into The Sims 4. Since Leah mentions a few times that she's had money struggles, it makes sense that after breaking up with Kel and moving out of Zuzu City, she wouldn't have much to spend on a new home. So I imagine she bought this cottage for cheap because it's kind of run down and outside of town. Then she's been slowly fixing it up over time. For the exterior, I kept the color scheme of the natural wood paneling with a bright green roof the same, and I was inspired by the general shape of Leah's home in Stardew Valley, but I tried to make it look a bit more interesting by adding a wraparound porch and other features. Since Leah is a sculptor, I think she'd have at least a few interesting art pieces around her yard, so I made a spot for some here. I think it could be fun to add more sculptures to this area over time, and maybe have Leah hold art shows here by using the selling table or just hosting a dinner party outside. Throughout the exterior, I added plenty of raised planters and decor items that look like Leah could have crafted them herself. tried to keep the cottage on the small side, but I still wanted to give Leah space for her sculpting, so I made this sort of workshop area on the side here. We don't have a sculptor profession or hobby item in The Sims 4, so for stand-ins, I use the recycling and fabrication machines since they're sort of similar activities. Leah's cottage in Stardew is all one room, but I decided we should do more than that in The Sims. The living room takes inspiration from her original cabin with the natural wood paneling and blue-green walls, but I mixed in more rustic features as well. Again, I tried to use pieces that seemed like they could be things she crafted herself, and I upgraded her easel by the window by making a whole painting alcove for her. Besides the fabrication machine, the other hobby object we have in The Sims that's similar to sculpting is the woodworking table. With that in mind, as well as how wood seems to be Leah's favorite sculpting medium, I made the woodworking table the focus of her studio. Leah doesn't have a kitchen in Stardew, yet seems to really like cooking with the foraged food she finds, so I had to make her a kitchen here. I kept with the rustic, handmade style of the rest of the house, and included some hanging herbs here to seem like they could be things she foraged for in the woods. There's not much to go off of for her bedroom other than a simple 4-poster bed and art on the walls, so I took lots of liberties here to give her a bedroom that I felt suited her artsy, folksy aesthetic. That's pretty much the whole build. Although I took inspiration from Stardew Valley and what I know of Leah's personality, I definitely took lots of liberties here to make a more interesting and functional build in The Sims 4. I think the artsy, folksy, rustic vibe I went for here definitely suits my vision of Leah, but let me know what you think in the comments. Now let's watch some cinematic scenes of her journey here. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, click the like button. I have plenty more builds in this series coming, so if you want to see more, be sure to subscribe and ring the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Remember, be kind to yourself today, and I'll see you next time.